What is happening? We are live. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Dirt Diamond Sports Talk. I'm Ryan here, as always, with my man Wally, proud partner with the Spark Podcast Network. So, hey guys, tonight we talk about the Astros going into San Diego. Actually looked pretty darn good on Friday night. Cam Smith with 2 bombs, Abreu getting them out of trouble. Houston beat a Padres team that went nuts at the trade deadline. Then, offensively, the Astros basically packed their bags and got ready to go to San Francisco because over the final 2 games of the series, they only scored 4 runs on 7 hits. And Sunday may be one of the strangest offensive box scores we've talked about all year. 2 hits, not a single walk. They only struck out once and put the ball in play all night and basically got nothing out of it. So we're going to talk a little bit more about some of that. We're going to talk a little bit about some Nelson Velasquez, that the Astros acquired via the waiver wire. And then we talk a little bit about, surprisingly, the struggling Los Angeles Dodgers. This billion-dollar baseball monster suddenly looks mortal. Hit into their 100th double play of the night, of the season tonight, leading the MLB in hit into double plays. Wally, this Padres series was one that I was a little, I guess you could say I was a little bit excited about because the Padres made a ton of moves. They've been playing decent. The Astros have been playing okay. And I thought that this would be a good test to head out to the West Coast late night games. And the Astros pull off a decent series, maybe getting some of the offense back together. But we got a different look, didn't we?
Well, it was a litmus test on how good are we really.
Yeah.
You've got a team. The Padres are 6-7 games over 500. They're marginally in the wild card. I think they're a game out of the wild card in the National League. The Astros are put it in perspective. Where the Astros were in the National League, they'd be 5 games out of the wild card, and there would be completely different discussion than what we were talking about, even adding a little bit. When you look at the box scores and look at the combined box scores, it's a series that they should have lost. You look at where they are for the series. They hit 181 for the series with a 572 OPS. All right with runners in scoring position, 5 for 17. Saw a decent number of pitches except for the last game. Pitching was meh. Bullpen was great as it's been. Bullpen had a 261, starters 552, 432 ERA, 136 WHIP. That says you're going to lose 2 out of 3. One of the things that's come through for the Astros this entire season is the top 3 or 4 guys have to hit if the Astros are going to do anything. Now, Paredes broke out of his slump to get a couple of hits. But you've got Alvarez and Pena were 1 for 24. Okay, when you've got so much of the offense relies on those 2 guys. If they go 1 for 24, you're by definition starting things off with 2 outs.
Yep.
Gordon really didn't even hit the ball all that hard. They pitched him really well. They threw a lot of breaking balls. Got him out, got him looking fastball through breaking balls, and he rolled over balls, struck out a fair amount too. He struck out 3 times in 3 games, which, is a lot for him. Pena right now is in a deep slump. He had been super hot, but right now he's 1 for his last 20. He's 0 for his last 23. So those guys have to get hot, especially Pena. Alvarez is going to get hot. Pena has started getting into the bad habit that we thought he'd gotten out of chasing sliders low and away.
Yep. Positive out of it was Cam Smith had an
Yep.
encouraging
Got another one tonight.
got another one tonight. He doesn't need to be an all-star for this team. I think he just needs to, you know, stop taking a vacation every 2 weeks.
But the thing, you bring up something. He doesn't need to be an all-star, but what needs to happen is
Uh-oh. We lose Wally?
right. What's
There you
that?
are. Nope, I lost you
Yeah.
for a second. I wasn't sure if it was me or you.
Yeah. The the thing about the Astros lineup is the top is for the most part with Pena, Alvarez, and Paredes has been really good this year. Jordan, if he keeps even comes close to what he's doing, he's going to win the MVP. Still got a solid chance of winning the AL Triple Crown. He got a long way to go on that, and he's got an outside chance of winning the MLB Triple Crown, which had been done, I think, since Mickey Mantle.
51 or 56 or something
56.
like that.
56. Yeah, the last Triple Crown was Cabrera, but I don't think he got the MLB Triple Crown.
Mm-mm.
That was just the AL Triple Crown. But when you throw now, this is Smith was good, but this is a series with some series averages or a series OPSs, you had from 705, 455, 13, 347. Cam was 1786. Cam had a good series. Jake was, Jake was 1,000, but he didn't only played one game. Trammell 667. Vasquez had a couple of bats at 000. And when you're talking about the major league average being, call it 710 for OPS, when you're down at 572, you're not going to score a lot, and it puts so much pressure on your pitching.
Yeah. Speaking of pitching, had a concern about Christian Javier's outing.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's kind of Blanco.
Fastball played. Yeah. I mean, his secondary stuff, there were some ugly swings in there, but the swing and miss was disappearing. They were catching up to it. They were making contact on it.
2 strikeouts.
So the two strikeouts, but a majority of his contact came with 2 strikes. So he's not fooling anybody. 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and just 2 strikeouts. But I think one of the problems that I noticed was he was winning counts, but he was losing to the hitters. If that makes sense. He just couldn't finish.
Well, the thing with guys coming off the Tommy John, you're really seeing the breadth of how you can pitch coming off of Tommy John. Hayden Wesneski has been really good.
Yes.
Now he's down right tonight. He's given up 3 solo home runs. Of course, the Astros aren't hitting and helping him out, but each one of his 3 starts have been above average, more than acceptable.
Here's the stat I was looking for on Javier. 6 of the 8 hits given up came with 2 strikes.
That stinks. I didn't realize that. But you get Javier and Blanco are basically the same pitcher. Both of 5 innings, a little under, whips of 150, 180. ERAs for the ERAs above 6 or around 6 or above for the series. They just they're showing that when you hear people talk about TJs and fans think, well, they're going to be the $6 million man coming back because they've been reconstructed. It typically is not this year, but next year you really be able to tell if they are back or if they will be back.
Well, I think that Blanco is still working back. I guess. I wouldn't call his last outing horrible.
This is what he's been the 3 outings so far.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You got some numbers.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is what he's been so far. I don't have anything for the combined, but just putting the eye test on him, he's been around 5 innings. He's been around 3 or 4 runs. He's been whip of around 1.5. His ERA is 6.98. He's got a whip of 134, which says he should be better than this, but he's given up a lot of home runs. He's got his last 4 outings. He's been 4 2/3 to 5 1/3. You know, he's given up 3, 4, and 5 runs. Just very consistent, but not necessarily in a good way.
Yeah. Well, and this was my concern coming out of the trade deadline, is that the Astros were betting on health and these guys coming back. You know, and that's not the same thing as proven performance. You know, right. You're playing the Padres. The Padres just went out and made a bunch of moves. Got Robbie Ray.
What the Padres do at the trade deadline,
and then and then the Padres go and pick up Austin Hayes, and then he hits a homer against the Astros. You know, instead of the Astros taking Hayes and getting this Velasquez guy. You know, it's just kind of a funny irony there, considering the coming out of the trade deadline there. And
I read something about Hayes, and people were getting on Dana for not signing Hayes. Hayes said he almost signed with the Padres when he went free agency before.
Okay.
So he was familiar with it. It sounds like they had a leg up on it anyway, and they may have just called each other up and said, "We almost did it last time. Let's do it this time.
Let's just do it." Yeah.
So Dana may not have had much of a chance on that. You'll never know.
Yeah, it's possible. This Velasquez guy is interesting. I mean, recent slump. St. Louis DFA's this guy. He's kind of actually known for being a decent power hitter. A 57 home run pace over 162 games. That was back in 2023. Finished 53 total games with 17 homers. Kansas City acquired him from the Cubs back in 2023. So in 40 games with Kansas City, the guy looks pretty good, but that was 2023. This is 2026. As of June, he was hitting 316, 395, 605 with 1,000 OPS through his first 38 plate appearances. And then things just cratered. His last 15 games were 133, 161, 300. His last 30 games, 188, 264, 391. 14 strikeouts in his last 30 at-bats over that 15-game split. So St. Louis just gave up. They claimed some guy from the White Sox and then DFA'd Velasquez to clear the spot. So, this is another Dana Brown dumpster dive. And we'll see. I mean, he's an athletic guy, plays good defense. You can cover 27.7 feet a second. So just a little bit above league average there. So he's not Varsho or Jake Myers defensively, but apparently that's not why they're really interested in getting him. So apparently he's pretty good against lefties. So I don't know. We'll see. It cost the Astros Shea Whitcomb. So Shea Whitcomb was DFA'd, and it's going to cost them a Major League 26-man spot that they're going to have to make room for. My guess is Jake Myers, or we're going to see Wade Miller get DFA'd.
You and I talked about Whitcomb earlier and thinking that they may have had a conversation with Whitcomb's agent.
Yeah.
And when something came up, they said, you're 4A here. You notice in the last several times that they've had a roster move to be made, whereas Whitcomb was the first guy to get brought up before, he is not now. And he's buried down on the Sugarland roster. And they may have just gotten together and said, Shake, and the agent might have said, hey, well, if something comes up, just cut him, because they'd like a chance to go someplace else.
Yep.
And I can see the Astros saying, yeah, okay, fine. He's not a part of the future for us. Go out and see if you can find steady employment. I think Jake gets cut. Joe has not used Jake much at all since he's come back up.
Yeah.
You notice when the other day when Varsho played center and Jake played left, or when Jake played center once, they asked him and said, no, Varsho's our center fielder.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he did say that.
He said just very firmly Varsho was the center fielder.
Yep. Does Jake have any options left?
Well, yeah, the options are yearly options. They're optional years, not times up and down.
Well, I guess it's all. Yeah, that's true.
So he can go down. Jake might be one where they, at some point in time, DFA him and say, especially in the offseason, what they are saying with Jake, you're not going to get a contract next year.
Yeah, more than likely, I think that's probably the case. Is they just won't tender him.
Yeah, I mean, why would they? Because Jake is, this is Jake's second. It's got to be his second arbitration year.
I think so.
So if you're going to keep him around, you're going to tender him a contract. Usually that second arb year, he gets a pretty good size bump.
Yeah, because I think he's, last I heard, let's see here. If I remember correctly, he's in that $4 to $5 million range.
I'm looking Baseball Reference right now. He's ARB eligible. He's free agent after next year. So this is his second.
Okay.
This is his second year. He's got four. He's 3.5 on the salary.
Is that where he's? Yeah.
Yep, 355.
Yep.
So that says is if they're going to tender him a contract, he's going to go to 5 at least. And I just don't see, if they didn't keep Dubon, and he's more productive than Jake. They're not going to keep Jake.
$7 million. They're not going to keep Jake.
And really,
Jake, what they do.
Jake has never been the same since he banged against the wall in Chicago in the playoffs.
Yeah, just really sad. I mean, I just really, I've always been a fan of Jake Myers. It's not a big secret. Anybody that knows me and my Twitter rants about Jake Myers knows that I've been a big fan. When he came out of Nebraska, Darren Erstad had just so many good things to say about Jake Myers, and said that he was an all-star MLB player material and talent. And I think we saw a little bit of that as he moved up through the minors and did some pretty good stuff, like you said, up until the point that he popped that shoulder against the White Sox. That was the end of Jake Myers.
And he's 30.
As we've known it.
Jake's 30 now.
Yep.
So are you going to pay a 31-year-old? Are you going to pay a 31-year-old that kind of extra money when he's either is or about to come out of the prime of his career? It just ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
Just ain't going to happen.
Struggle. Well, it'll be interesting to see this is looking quite a bit ahead, but it'll be interesting to see what the Astros really do when it comes to the outfield. If our show ends up really liking it here, maybe they can extend him. Maybe they can sign him to a couple-year deal and keep him around. But the Astros outfield is a problem, and they're going to have to really work on this over the offseason.
What's going to have to happen, Ryan, is they're going to decide they're going to spend some money on the outfield.
You have to.
I mean, Varsho's 30 right now. Varsho's 30. So he's at that stage in his career when he goes on to the free agent market, he's going to want 4, maybe 5 years if he can get it.
Yep. Yep.
Because this is his, he's going to free agent at 30. This is his one chance to get, to get a good big deal.
Yeah.
So there are going to be no hometown discounts for the Astros.
No.
What do you think that? What do you think he goes for?
Varsho? What's he got? What's?
Because right now, his number he's at 1075.
75.
So I mean, I'm thinking 3 and 40.
He gets. You think?
I wouldn't pay him that.
No.
All right, Cam just knocked the run in.
There it is.
He's
about to be burned at second, though.
Yeah, but I don't bother him going to second base to get
that's okay.
To try to to get in scoring position with 2 outs, because that took a good play
throw
to get
from
him.
the plate away. Yep.
Yeah, what we're talking about, everybody, we've got each of us have the Astros game on, and with 2 outs in the ninth, Cam just bounced a single into right field and scored. Nick Allen, who had just run for Walker, he moved up to second base on a wild pitch. Nice job by Cam. Cam's coming around.
Yep. Cam is coming around. That's good to see. Like I said, he doesn't need to be an all-star, man, but we need productivity out of that spot for sure.
What's nice about Cam is he's coming around at the time this year when he was really going into the tank last year.
This is exactly the time that he started struggling.
He's 3 for 4. Yeah, he started struggling right about a little after the All-Star game, but he's up to 226. Is almost got a 700 OPS. Yay, Cam!
Let's go, Cam. Let's do it. Let's go, Cam. Speaking of struggling, let's have a little bit of fun and let's poke at the Dodgers for a few minutes.
Yeah, let's poke at them now because it's not
Dodgers.
It's not the playoffs.
It's not. Their last 9 games, they're 1-8. They've allowed 51 runs over.
Well, they've lost 8 of their last 10. Here's the thing that's interesting. Do you know that right now the Dodgers would have to play a wild card series?
Really?
Yeah, they're half a game behind the Braves. They could tie them depending on I don't know if they play tonight or not.
Brewers they would. They'd have to play first round.
They're up on Kansas City, so they would be tied with Atlanta now.
They would have to play the Cubs in the first round if the playoffs started today.
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah.
Well,
that's something. I just there's I don't know what is going on over their last 42 games. They're 500.
One thing when you look at that roster, let's have a little fun with their roster.
I mean, they've had some injuries. That's
bigger than that.
That's fine.
Ohtani's
is a 5.03 ERA.
Ohtani's over 30. Andy Pages is young. Freddie Freeman is 36, 37. Tommy Edman is 31. Mookie Betts is 33. Miguel Rojas, 37. You catching a trend here?
Yeah.
Teoscar, 33.
You're starting to sound like you're rattling off the Astros roster.
Yeah. Tucker's 29.
Yeah.
Max Muncy, 35. So these Hunter Fiducia is they got him from the race. He's 29.
Yeah.
There is nobody. Let's see. Andy Pages is 25.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody besides Pages and Ohtani's 32. There's nobody besides other than Paez, who is under 29, and the Royals just tied the Dodgers. Um, the In a long season, these older guys, they get older bodies, and if they're going to want they're going to want people that can that can spell them a little bit. And when you look at the Dodgers roster, Smith, both Will Smith and the other young catchers is out, so they've got Hunter Fiducia and Ben Rortvedt being the catchers. There's no in the infielders. They have no young depth. Outfielder Alex Call is 31. So on their roster, okay, they've got two guys that are under 29. Okay.
Well, they have a huge problem in that too. Is so the Dodgers, it's no secret they have a really good farm system. They have a lot of prospects, but you got $1 billion worth of veterans sitting up at the big club with nowhere for any of these prospects to go.
Yeah, that's right. And who's going to be? They are going to have to make some decisions on some of these guys. Mookie's having his worst season ever, and he's playing shortstop, but he's really out of position. He's given it the college try, but he really should be in the outfield. Yeah. Tommy Edman has been a career journeyman who's found a home in Los Angeles. Freddie Freeman is 36. This is his. He's hitting 303, but his best days are behind him. Kike's not playing hardly at all. Muncie's having the best year of his career, but he's 35. He could be having one of these supernova years.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's not great.
They are an old talent. They're a talented old team.
Yep.
I mean, that's just no two ways. That's just no other way to describe that. Where they're surviving is the pitching is just outstanding.
Except for the bullpen.
Yeah. Robleski, Yamamoto, Skubal, Snell sometime is going to come back. Sasaki has pitched better. They picked up Chris Bubich, was good. Diaz had a tough.
He's had a rough go.
He's had a rough go. Jack Dreyer's been good. Jack Dreyer's
Edwin Diaz has a 10.8 ERA.
Yeah, Tanner Scott's been good.
Oh, he's only had 10 innings pitched.
Yeah, Tanner Scott's been good. As bad as he was last year, he's been good this year.
Yep. 46 innings pitched. Jack Dreyer, 47 innings pitched, 2.87 ERA. So yeah, they've got some decent pitching still that they can rely on. But Shohei's not probably going to be back throwing for a while. I guess he's working through his throwing progression right now. Glasnow has just now started rehabbing. When you start looking up and down that roster, that the at the pitching,
they're old.
There's a lot of age there.
And they're old.
27, 31, 31, 31, 27, 24, 25, 30.
The pitching is not as old as the position players are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 31, 36.
Yamamoto's 20. Yamamoto's 27. Robleski's 26.
31.
Skubal's 29. Sasaki is 24.
Crap in a Dodgers uniform too so far.
Yeah. Tanner Scott is 32, so he's got some age on him.
Yeah, that's going to be. This is interesting to really kind of
27.
Break down and look over. I haven't spent a whole lot of time really kind of analyzing the Dodgers, but this is pretty intriguing when you really look up and down this roster. You've got a bunch of aging veterans making a crap load of money, and this Dodgers team, I mean, it's not set up for the next 5 years, man.
No, it's they're set up for now. And what I really wish they'd do to stop this, they've got so much deferred money. They can
Yep.
defer it off the books all they want to, but that money should be it should be evenly applied over the length of the playing contract.
I agree. I don't care how you actually pay the player, but
yeah, I mean, how it's just like it's the same thing as tax depreciation and corporate depreciation. You can recognize it however you want to.
Yep.
But at some point in time, you got to pay for it all.
Yep. We've got quite a few people watching on Twitter, X.
All right.
Hey, if you guys have anything to add to the show and want to give us your thoughts on what's going on with the Dodgers or the Astros or anything else, give us a little comment there. Tell us what you got thinking. We'll chat about it. We got a few minutes left before we call it a show, but so I want to ask, I guess, with the whole with Varsho being the full-time center fielder now, when you're thinking about where he fits up in the lineup, are you still happy with him being in the middle of the lineup there and how Joe has used him so far? It's only been a series, I guess, but
he started off 4, but he's been dropping down. He's got him hitting 7th tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I want to say he had him 6th yesterday. No, he had him 7th yesterday. And Saturday, he had him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like that he's hitting him down a little bit because it's giving him a chance to get used to the team. Get used to his place. Now, he doesn't have to jump in and have to be considered, one of the key players. I think he's going to be fine. He's a 240 hitter with some pop, and he's a good defensive player. He's not a world beater, but he's better than what we've had.
Yep.
All right, Pena just broke an 0 for 23.
There it is.
And now you got Jordan coming up, big man.
All right. Cam scored.
That's good. And that, that's what happens when the infield stays in.
Yep.
If it's back, that's a double play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could be a double play. That was a pretty well hit ball.
Yep.
Good for them. Yeah. Good for them. What do you think about Varsho hitting him where he's hitting?
I don't mind bouncing him around if Cam and Pena and these other guys are doing their stuff outside of the top 3 there. I'd like to see Varsho and Walker, get a little bit of switch up there. Obviously, it depends on if you've got a lefty or a righty. With Varsho being a left-hand hitter, so I'm not too disappointed in Varsho's performance yet. I think we're kind of getting what we probably thought we were going to get out of him.
Yeah, I think so too.
It'd be nice to see him really heat up.
Jordan popped up.
Yeah, just launched that one straight up in the air. Still only 1 out.
Yeah,
guys on first and second.
Yeah, Jordan's eyes got too big on that.
Yeah, he did.
He saw that. Jordan saw that hanger and said,
as soon as he swung down on it, you could see it in his eyes.
He's like,
just got under it.
They just, what the Astros need is guys to, in the middle of the lineup, hit like the back of their baseball cards. Walker is one of these guys that he's been productive all these years. He's getting older. He's 36. He needs to hit. Interestingly enough, I'm still surprised they signed Lamont Wade, but I tell you, the guy's an on-base machine. Guy, that was a seed.
Nice. down the line. That's going to score two. Is he
That
going to
was a
score
C.
from
That should
first?
score too. If it
Oh,
was
yeah, he
bouncing
bounced around the
around.
corner. That's
There you
easy.
go. Man, that was a hit me fastball.
Yes, sir.
Then that looked like a fastball.
Some
So
Paredes doing that stuff right there,
oh
man.
yeah,
Yanking it
yeah, a
down.
little two seamer did
Yanking
nothing.
it down the left field line. Beautiful.
No, but Paredes hadn't hit for a while. Pena hadn't hit. Hitting is contagious.
Yeah.
Guys,
especially with this team.
it shouldn't be that way. Each one situation, but guys start to hit. Everybody wants to hit. You saw it when you were playing, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's contagious. You start to see the ball better. You don't want to be left out. You don't want to be the guy not getting hits.
And don't you think? And don't you think the pitchers get a little tentative too?
Well, I think that when obviously when you start getting into a pitcher's head, everybody's making contact, everybody's doing something. The game is mental. Yogi Berra said it.
Yeah, 50. When it comes to the fork in the road, take it.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you ever hear this is a great story. Speaking of Yogi Berra's got so many great stories. Yogi was talking to Alex Rodriguez when he was playing, and Yogi is saying, "Don't swing those balls over your head," or however he would say it. And Alex says, "Well, Yogi used to hit him over your head." Says, "Yeah, but I could hit him."
Of course. That's like Altuve swinging at one right at eye level.
Yeah. Let's see what he can.
Oh man. Yep. Chase that one outside.
Chase that one out of when he gets that right leg just bent down like that, he's popping up every time.
Well, that's what he was supposed to be making that adjustment with his timing of that front leg. And we talked about this a couple episodes ago. And when you're on that scissor kick, getting that front foot down quicker, not taking near the stride. But Altuve loves to just fling the head of that bat out.
Oh yeah,
and grab stuff out of the over the outside of the plate there.
Yeah.
But yep. So they're going to walk Trammell.
Let's see who's up now.
To get to Nick Allen.
That's a reasonable get. That's a reasonable move.
Yeah.
I think so. Nick, I'll never be confused with Mookie Betts Allen.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, I love what Nick's brought to the team. And, when Correa was injured and Pena went down, Nick came in and did what he needed to do. I wouldn't say that he's any better or worse than having Dubon around, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the only difference between Dubon is he can play the outfield.
That's true. Yes.
And he can play a good outfield.
Decent, very good outfield. Center field was still a little struggle, but he could play the corners really well.
Yeah. But he is see if Dubon played tonight. He's still got a 716 OPS.
Okay.
So
still below league average.
Well, he's right at league average, which for Doobie's pretty good. I'd be interested to see. He was a lot higher than that earlier in the season, wasn't he?
Oh, at one point. Yeah.
Oh man, Allen shoot! I thought he had that thing through. That's nice. That was a nice swing on that ball.
Yep.
Well, okay.
And a decent defensive play. Well, that will put the Astros up 6-3, going into the bottom of the 10th. Outside of an absolute meltdown,
which has happened.
It has happened. It has happened, but I'm gonna say though like this. So who's coming in to close? I didn't see.
I would bet Souza.
It makes sense based on who's probably available with a 3-run lead. You're not going to run Hader out there.
No.
Let's
let Josh take the win.
Okert. Oh no, Okert
went already.
Wait, what am I looking at? Oh,
Oka
Hader
went in
already
the 8th.
Yeah, you're not going to.
Hopefully it's not
Hader
a
out there for
Brayu.
second inning.
Maybe it is going to be a Brayu, but I don't want Brayu out there
It
closing.
might be. Yeah, I'll bet you. I kind of like your bet that Souza's going to be out there.
Okay.
Well, we're at 40 minutes and a half, so that's kind of our limit here. So I say we call it one and leave a little bit of suspense in how the game finishes here.
Thanks everybody for joining us
and the Giants. Hey, thanks for catching up with another episode of Dirt Diamond Sports Talk, part of the Spark Bar Podcast Network. Catch us next time. Wally's going to be headed out of town, so might have a little guest appearance by a friend or two.
Well, we'll try to do something Wednesday.
We'll try to do something Wednesday before Wally heads to the beach to enjoy his pina coladas.
Heads to the islands.
Yeah, Barbados. All right, guys. Hey, thanks again. We'll talk to you next time. Until then, go Astros.